morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening. Depends on whenever you are watching from. Welcome to our weekly analysis where we talked about what we expect to happen in the market, what we mentioned that would come to fruition in the market the previous week, and how we contrast what we said the previous week and what actually happened at the end of every week. Today is 9th of June 2024, and the analysis will be for 10th to 14th of June 2024. Before we move ahead, welcome to our new subscribers and welcome to the family, and we hope to move and increase ourselves in knowledge about the market. So I don't want today's video to be lengthy that much. So let's dive to what we said, what we were looking for last week, and what actually come to fruition. We start with our bellwether, which is the dollar index. So as of last week, I said 104.522 was expected to be delivered, and we should see a movement back into 105,000 to 105.500. So the last week we were able to get a movement into 104.522 and a movement towards 105.5 thousand. You can see this movement was short of 105,000. So the coming week I'll still be expecting a further movement. I expect 105,000 to be delivered fully. Then we should see a movement towards 105.500. Let me make use of this. 105.500. Let me change the coordinate of this. What is wrong in my network? What's wrong here? Okay, let me bring this out. Why lagging? I think I have network issue. I only want to point out 10500. So that'll be my lowest of the low hanging fruits. You can see the eye of this candle, the candle that forms on Friday, the eye of that candle comes in at just a few pips to 105,000. The eye comes in at 104.946. So it fell short of little movement into 105. Big figure. So the coming week I'll be interested in a full delivery to 105.5 thousand and 105.500 will be my full target for the week. 105.500. So I expect 104.522 to serve as a support to the price. 104.522 to serve as a support. This digit here, 105 4.52 to serve as support to this movement, then give us a delivery into 105,000 and 105,500. So that will be that on our baseline. Then we go to our Euro USD. Oh, I have issues with this network. Now on Euro USD, last week I was interested in 1.09 thousand. I was interested in 1.09 thousand and I expected 1.09 thousand to serve as a kind of resistance, sending us back into 1.07528. So as you can see, 1.09 thousand has been delivered. You should remember I mentioned 1.09 thousand 2 weeks ago. So I expected it to be taken. So 1.09 thousand has been delivered on Monday, and the market stood around it on Tuesday. Then we see a movement. We should see a further movement into 1.07528. So that is that on Euro USD. So I'll be watching out for the movement around. Okay, I'll be watching out for how the market will react at around 1.08500. Let me get the coordinates right. I want to check. I will be watching out for 1.08500. So I'm expecting that level to serve as a kind of resistance to the price. So for it to send us down into 1.07528. So I expect 1.08500 to serve as a resistance. That means the market should not close above 1.08500 to serve as resistance. But I have 1.07528 as my main target for the coming week. At least that should give us for the coming week. So on GBP USD, let's see, on GBP USD I was interested in the market visiting 1.27 thousand. 1.27 thousand should give us delivery into 1.26 thousand. But I expected 1.2821. Let me check my journal. I expect 1.2821 to serve as a resistance. So to serve as a resistance, because I expected 1.28219 to be delivered and serve as a further resistance to the market. But the market, the movement on Tuesday was short. The high of that candle comes in at what? 1.28177. Is that a coincidence? It's just about three or four pips. it went short of just 3 to 4 pips to get to 1.28219. So I expect 1.28219 to serve as a resistance, then give us a movement into 1.27 thousand. 1.27 thousand has been delivered. 1.27 thousand had been delivered beautifully. Sorry, has yet to be delivered. Sorry, has yet to be delivered, and it should be delivered beautifully. Sorry. So I'm still interested in 1.27 thousand and movement further into 1.26 thousand. Let me use this. 27,000. You can see the market is just few pips to 1.27 thousand. The low of that candle on Friday comes in at 1.27147. This was the low, 1.27147. So we expect 1.27 thousand to be fully delivered, and 1.27500 should serve as a kind of resistance. So I'll be watching. If I will be going for a trade, I'll be watching for the reaction of 1.27500. So I expected 1.27500 to serve as a resistance. Then we should see a movement into 1.27 thousand, 1.26500 further. So 1.27500 should serve as a resistance. That means a daily candle should close below 1.27500. It should not close above 1.27500. If the market closes above 1.27500, that will make me personally nullify the analysis. Then I will look for something else to engage in. So I'm expecting 1.27 thousand to be delivered, and a possible movement to 1.26500 to 1.26 thousand in the nearest future, because 1.26 thousand will be in this fair value gap here. This is a CB here, and also this is a BC here. There's a BC here. Let me bring it out. Oh, there is a BC around here, and I extended it to the future. So that was the bearing behind my 1.26 thousand. So I'm expecting that movement into this. It might not happen soon, but it will definitely, and I say definitely, it will definitely gives us that movement. So the lowest hanging fruit is 1.27 thousand. 1.27 thousand is the lowest hanging fruit. So let me check the weekly chart here, because I will be interested in the the previous week's low. So the previous week's low comes in at so 1.26800, which is synonymous to 1.26500, 1.26801. Sorry, 807, if I'm not mistaken. So the previous week's low comes in at 1.26807. So that is that on Euro USD. I'm interested in the previous week's low. So 1.27 thousand should be revisited, and we should have a movement into 1.26807, and further movement into 1.26500. But all in all, I should see a resistance forming. I should see 1.27500 forming as a what? As a resistance. So 268. So let's go into our Nasdaq. On Nasdaq, I was interested in 18.084.41. That was what I was interested in. That was what I was interested in as of last week. But the previous week, as of the last 2 weeks, I was trying to watch out for 19,000 to 19,200. That was 2 weeks ago. So that was 2 weeks ago. I was interested in 19,000 to 19,200. So I've said it time without number that the moment the market is going higher, I need no reason to call it lower. So if it is going lower, I need no reason to call it higher. So now Nasdaq has given us another all-time highs. The all-time highs I mentioned on the 27th, on the 26th of May. The analysis I made on the 26th of May 2024 came to fruition just yesterday. I think it was on Wednesday. That digit was hit on Wednesday. So what else? What next? Where else are we going? Are we moving? Do you know where else I'm moving? At this junction on Nasdaq, I will only be interested in 19,200. 19,200. If the market does not give me 19,200, my hands are tight. I will not go for any trade on Nasdaq. If by Tuesday or Wednesday the market does not visit 19,200, then I will have to sit still. So I will expect a kind of support around this fair value gap here. I'll be expecting a kind of support around this fair value gap here. because that is a BC. That is a BC. That is a BC. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So I expect that BC to hold the price, or I will see how the market reacts to 19,000 again. How it reacts to 19,000. So what should I call it? The only last stage of defense for me to switch into being bearish on Nasdaq is to see this BC, this fair value gap being taken. If I see this fair value gap being violated, only then will I switch to being bearish again on Nasdaq. But as of now, as of this present formation, I'll be interested in 19,200 on what? On Nasdaq. Then let's go to US 30, which is our Dow. On Dow, I was interested in 37,803. 37,803, but it was not delivered. 37,803 was not delivered, and I was not interested to go further because I mentioned if 38.470 does not serve as a resistance, then 38.470, if it does not serve as a resistance to the price, then I'll be watching to go back up on what? On Dow. Because on the 20, I think on the analysis I made on the 26th of May, I was interested in 3800 to 38,470. 38,470 and 3800. So the market gives us 3800, 38,000, sorry, 38,000. The market delivers 38,000, then it delivers 38,470, but it refuses to go down further. So I'll be interested in visitation into this BC on this side, CB here. Okay, let me take this off. Let me take this. So I'll be interested in the market visiting this CB, and that will be around 39,200. So let me go for 39,200 because this high here, this high will definitely be challenged. This high here will definitely be challenged. So I'll be going for 39,200 the coming week. So 39,200, and a possible movement is to 35,500. 39,500, sorry, 39,500. We have 39,500 here. So, but the lowest hanging fruit I'll be watching for is 39,200. So if I should see further movement, I'll go for 39,500. The month is still fresh, so the beginning of the month we have to be careful. But now I'm interested in going into the market fully because I've seen what I wanted. So I'll be interested in taking into 39,200. 39,200. What's the eye of this candle here? The eye of this candle is coming 39,151.75. In the eye of that candle, I think on the 28th, this is the date, and then this is the eye, 39,151.75. So I'm interested in taking that eye, trading towards that eye, then trading into 39,200, barest minimum. Then S&P 500. On S&P 500 last week, I was interested in 53,000. 53,000, then 53,000 with decide. 53,000 we decide. So we decide a movement if we are going into 5264.85. Yes. So 5264.85 is expected to serve as a support for us to visit 5300. So 5300 has been delivered. Then we have 5350 being delivered as well. So 5350 and 5400 has been mentioned on, when was the date I match? Okay, was mentioned on the analysis I made on the 19th. The analysis I made on the 19th, I specifically said 53, 50, we watch towards 5350, then 5400, which I expect 5264 to serve as a support to the market. 5264.85 should serve as a support. 5264.85 should serve as a support to deliver us what 5350 and 5400. Can you call that a coincidence? No. So the only level I will be interested in as a low hanging fruit is 5400 on S&P 500. I'm interested in 5400. Possible if I have a movement into 5500. So there is nothing be cherry picked here. I've said it, I have mentioned, I have hammered it even before it happens. So then let's go into our last but not the least, which is our gold. On gold, I was interested in 2300. I was interested in what? 2300. So was 2300 delivered? 2300 was delivered beautifully. So I said 2300 will be taken, and it has been taken. It has been taken beautifully. It has been delivered. So I'll be interested in going further, taking out this sell side here, this sell side movement here at 2277,000, 2277, big figure. So the coming week, we're interested in the lowest hanging fruit around 2277, 2277. 2277 here, 2277, and on the long run I'll be interested in visiting this CB if the market could give me this far. On the long run, that will be 2200 big figure. So I'll also be watching 2200 big figure. So I think that will be all for this week. Thank you guys for being part of the family and coming this far with us. Everything I've said in this video is for educational purpose alone, and is a thing I personally act on. So I am not a licensed financial advisor. So everything I said here is only applicable to me. I make decision with it. I act on it. I take the blame if anything goes wrong for myself, and I take the credit if it went right for myself. So thank you for being part of the family. Thank you once again. If you find this video insightful, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye for now, and be safe.